What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? This is the weekly all hands meeting for the bCard team and workstream leads and other contributors. This is every week where we come together and see check what we have done the previous week and set our goals for the next one. All right, attendance.
How are you
Looks
taking
your
attendance?
yeah, perfecto. So our lag metrics. This week we have 4,755 transaction volume. That is 888 more than last week. Eight is the money number. So getting a triple digit is a very interesting combination for this week. Love it. And then we have the lead metrics where we have 3 new users, a new community deployed, together being 3, and 10 returning users, though 0 money in the multi-sig. And team-wide announcements. A team-wide announcement, I believe, from Links is that we next we'll dust off the strategy and the playbook together with the Sona and the meeting notes. As you guys might see, the Notion is no longer the b.not. We have migrated to our own private Notion. So that is another development in our organizational activities. New member intros. Do we have any new members here? No, I think, and I feel like I know everybody in this call. Right, milestones, creating revenue. So our milestone is that we have 1,000 weekly transacting users. Um, the reward flow. We're still working on this from the UX side. May is over. Need to start May reward reconciliation. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I believe it's giving out rewards to.
Yeah, Tom and I can talk about this section if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
So
yes, I was because this is
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So on the workflow side, if you haven't, you can go to staging.io, try to grab some rewards, or if you have a B card, go ahead and try to claim some rewards on production. If it works, if it doesn't work, whatever happens, give us your feedback. Tell us if you're using a browser, if you're using the phone, if you're using the web, and which wallets you're using as well. Any kind of feedback is really interesting to us at this point because it's going to allow us to make it work for everyone, and everyone kind of has a different setup. Just that idea of like a wallet and a browser. Well, you can choose a bunch of different browsers, and the way that they all work together is different. So give it a go if you haven't. We are on the rewards flow side as well. We're working on some metrics to get from the dashboard to make that reconciliation a little bit easier. I'm also going to be poking Transcard today to try to get that. I figure if I poke them every early of the month, they will prioritize our invoice, and they'll tell us how much rewards we actually have to distribute. As well, on the SUS, Blueberry created a nice little SUS calculator that automatically is linked from Tally. So when people fill in that Tally form that he shipped last week, it will automatically pop up in this Google Doc, which is pretty cool. So you can check it out. If you don't have access, it's in our new kind of like bCard Google space. So just let me know if you don't have access, and myself or Blueberry can give you access to it. On the Noun side, 3 of 6 users are completed. We had that bug where they were getting the wrong card, and so 3 of them are done. The other 3, well, 2 of them have actually responded, and 1 of them hasn't at all. So we shall see. One of our priorities after the rewards flow was to investigate our funnel. Last week we only had $75 of spend, despite the fact that we had a bunch of new users. So reading feedback, talking to people, seeing feedback that's coming into our support email. It looks like people don't know. There's a big gap that once they get that card, they don't know that they can use it immediately. So that's definitely a gap we can fix. We could, in fact, in the reward flow, take them through the ACH process, sorry, not the reward flow, the onboarding flow, take them through the ACH process. We could send them an email that says, hey, fill in your card now. Here are some examples. Or here's a link to our support site. All this to say that we have discovered at least one gap. I'm sure there are more, right? But that's one gap that we can fill, and we're going to get some more data as well that will help us find more gaps. Tom, I saw you unmute as well.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say that I think we currently have an email going out to the users on Card Create as well, so that would be an easy place to add in sort of more information for next steps for them if we wanted to do so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I think that what I wanted to do is write a support article about it and then send them that link in the email, and then as well potentially even have it in the onboarding flow. We'll see. It's something we'll talk about at the product meet tomorrow, but yeah, we could definitely improve on that front.
Yeah, I think that adding it as a sort of optional continuation to the onboarding flow, similar to what we did with the add wallet step, would probably be a nice add.
Absolutely. All right. Deploying of the Origin protocol. So far, we have 3 new users, or at least 3 new users this week, right? And we deploy Origin protocol on Monday. I suspect that they're coming from Origin. That may not be true. Again, this is more data that we're going to add to our dashboard. Eventually, in the app, we're going to have a little leaderboard of communities as well. So the data that we're gathering in the dashboard right now will help us as we're trying to create this in the future for the app. So you may see a kind of community leaderboard in the app later, but for now, that's where we're at. Thanks, Rainus. Back to you.
Nice. Thank you for the technical update. Yeah. Well, next up is our content funnel, and this is right in my ballpark. This week we are finishing up all of our assets for the launch of for the general launch and for the Nouns partnership announcement. So we have 2 videos. One is the launch video, one is the Nouns video. I'm still finishing up the Nouns video and putting animations on the general launch video. But we have an email. Email is ready for the general launch, and we have a write-up for the Nouns partnership announcement email as well. So we're very close to having all of our launch material ready to go out. Anything on your side, Coffee?
Yeah, because you already mentioned the Nouns content that I shipped over to you in March. And then just socials will come after that. So just excited that. And then the only other thing is that scheduling or trying to schedule the X spaces with the Nouns community. And that doesn't have to go inside of when we launch our email announcement for the Nouns community, but just want to sort of keep that on the radar.
All right, thanks. Right, next up is our community funnel. And I think there's +1 community added in the milestones. Tell us about that.
Yeah, +1 community. So we've got Origin Protocol, who is now they're live. Thanks so much, Tom, for all the huge amount of work that you put into making this live. I know there was a lot of deploying that needed to happen there. So I went in and presented at their community call. I kind of gave more of a background of who we are and a little bit of why we're doing this, as opposed to exactly what the card does and what you can and can't do with the card. I had kind of limited time on stage. I had about 20 minutes. And I spoke to Pete afterwards and said, how do you think that went? Do you think I should be adjusting that or tighten it up? And he said, no, it was really good to hear your guys' personal story. It really helps humanize the brand, and it helps build trust with our community. So I feel like that went quite well. of course, we saw 3 new users. That's not a huge amount, but hopefully this is just starting to build the snowball slowly and surely. In terms of the things that were missing from that, they had actually filled out a form about a year and a half ago, which was one of the first forms that we had, and that did not include the Howey test questions. So Links actually created a section on our page, on our documents page, a support page, where those Howey test questions are answered for each token that we offer as rewards. I think that's really good for transparency, for regulations. People are going to be able to go on there and see for themselves that we're not. It's kind of a way of self-reporting. We do not issue securities at all. So Links added on some answers from Origin that he thought were pertinent for each one of those prongs of that test. I sent those over to Pete, and he was complimentary. He said, yeah, those fit perfectly. So we're going to keep those. He also sent over some documents that they had. They don't have any actual public documents that state anywhere saying that we can direct to, that we can link to directly. But he did say that we can reference the doc, just not link to them. So we can say they have been independently looked over by and given a legal assessment, and we can reference that. So that's one thing to consider moving forward with different communities. If they have any personal documentation that they have developed to determine that their token's on a security, we should definitely be trying to get our hands on that specifically. In terms of templates, so yeah, Links is working on the template. This is going to be all the different things that we'll need. Hopefully that form will cover the basics in terms of answering questions, figuring out who it is that we're getting involved with. That's more on the due diligence side. And then once we decide to implement with the community, there's a whole host of things that we're going to need, such as the correct token address, branding materials. Another thing that came up with Origin was actually the card design in app. I had designed something which was pretty simple, using the colors taken from their brand design, and also their logo and their word mark. But they wanted to adjust that. So Tom was able to confirm that yes, they can adjust that, and they can put up any design that they want really in app. And I think that's kind of cool. That's going to give each community their own voice within the app as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what each community comes up with moving forward on that. Other than that, I am working on a CRM for our Notion. I have forked the Bankless DAO CRM. It's now in the private area, and now I need to go through and adjust that specifically for our needs. It's a relational database, so we'll be able to track contacts, organizations, opportunities, and there's a fourth prong in there, which I will see if I can find that really quickly. But yeah, so essentially we're moving forward on that, and yeah, well, we should hopefully see a big difference from that. That's pretty much it.
I did have one thing I wanted to add. Oh, sorry, I just wanted to jump in and about the community funnel and say I was thinking about your offer NFThinker to allow communities to add their own custom card that's going to be viewable just in our app, as maybe even sort of a little incentive pipeline towards moving the communities eventually to their own branded plastic. So maybe just having it be available that they can see it in the app maybe would sort of lead them towards the direction of maybe sort of upgrading to the next level at some point in the future.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, kind of give them a taste of what they could see in their wallets.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention as well for the template for launching communities. I'm going to finish that today, and I'm going to send it out to the team. It's probably going to implicate a lot of people. And so I just want you guys to take a look at it. It's just going to be a bullet list of things to take a look. Essentially, like, what are the things that we need to launch a new community? And the intent will be to get everyone all the information they need ahead of time. So Tom doesn't have to go back and forth and say, oh, where's the card image? I need a card image before we can launch this community. And Rainus and Coffee Crusher don't have to be like, hey, we need a high quality version of this logo before we can do like a co-branding announcement. So that's just
I was about to ask that for Origin.
exactly. So I'm going to send you a list. Origin is our guinea pig. It's exposed some of the holes. Tom has filled some of the holes on the product side. We have some of the list of things next. We will essentially be creating a template, or I am creating a template for new launches, and we'll include that in there, Rainus. But I'm just going to take a first cut guess on what we need, and I'm going to send it over to you, and you can kind of make a list. In the Communication Weekly, in the inbox, you will see a place that you can put stuff as well.
Okay. Well, we have our co-marketing campaign template where is all the marketing requirements that might be needed.
Yeah, I figured that a bunch of stuff would be there, and so I was gonna take a look at that. But yeah,
Bingo. Right. Well, in terms of raising 200K, there is no progress this week. Any comment from Link or
I lied about the no progress actually. So NF Thinker. So in terms of our grants, accelerators, NF Thinker applied for Alliance Accelerator, and Links applied for Higher Grant, and Orange DAO application incoming. I think that's about it.
Yeah, Orange DAO is submitted.
Oh, it's submitted. Oh, amazing. Submitted. All right. So there was a lie on that one, but yes, I updated it there.
Nice. That's quite the progress. Comparing to no progress. Right. We have deployed our new brand. There are some updates to our brand in Figma. I cannot click the link because it takes me to a dead Discord try again page. But maybe links you have access to the Figma on the screen.
I actually put a link to the message instead of the Figma, but I will just post a link to the Figma instead. There we go. Boom. So if you want to take a look, I mean, I thought it may be something we can look at for our discussion later.
We can, yeah. We can leave that. We can go to task perspective.
Cool.
Task perspective. Role salaries week. No clue which week this is. But just going around the round table to ask our project leads. Links, did you spend 5 hours this week on Bankless bCard?
I did indeed.
I'm still correcting myself all the time with the name change. Yeah.
Me too.
Ops workstream, that's you, Links as well.
Yes, I did.
Communication workstream, yes, I did. Partnership workstream, NF, did you spend 5 hours this week on bCard?
Yes, I did.
Bingo. And it was development workstream. Tom, did you spend 5 hours this week on bCard?
Yes, sir.
Powerful. All right, and last but not least, Coffee, did you spend 5 hours on campaign leading at bCard this week?
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Then we can move forward to our inbox. Create test templates. Oh, this is what Links was talking about previously.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get a first cut out of this today.
Nice. All right, and create a notion. This is also what we just talked about. That NF shall create a notion. Any other comments? But I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, no,
Is it ready for review, Manathinker?
this is not ready for review yet.
Okay.
All right, and we went through our milestones on the first half of this meeting. And go to projects. On-chain goodies. NF. How is this area of our on-chain goodies going?
So last update for that still stands essentially. I've got a list of about 50 plus ENS addresses, which I have to convert into ETH wallets. And then once that's done, I can do one more filter. I've already filtered through and removed a bunch of duplicates. When I started converting ENSs into ETH addresses, I checked for more duplicates, and there definitely were more duplicates. So I can only imagine I'm going to have to run one more duplicate pass. Once we have that final list, then I'll be able to upload that whitelist. Manifold was working, operational. I did get signed in there, but I just need to have this whitelist done before I go. So it's almost ready to have our email subscribe.
Sounds like a labyrinth of filtering all the time. But yeah, nevertheless, done apply for Orange DAO. Yeah, that was just as well talked about.
Yeah, you can check that, mark that as done. I just wanted to leave that open.
Yeah, we'll take it off the alt team projects and we'll handle it in Ops Weekly. But basically, we can put it into 2 follow-up now. We're just waiting for the answer.
Okay.
All right, blocked waiting needs feedback. Alliance Accelerator.
Say you can do the same with that one. Yeah, move it out and look through ops.
All right.
Higher Collective,
As
kind of the same thing. I'll put in Ops, and if we get it, we will let the team know. If we don't get it, we will also let the team know. But yeah, it doesn't need to be in all team projects. Taking up our mind space.
Bitcoin Grand Prix 20.
Yeah, that's actually GG20. I always thought it was GR20, but it's actually GG20. I am looking up now about when those rewards are reclaimable, because I have not seen anything about it. They released their article, and there was nothing talking about claiming. It was just specifically talking about the allocations. So, check.
All right. The announced prop house grant. I'm reading the last comment is by Captain Pineapple. He mentions that we are waiting until onboarded 500 plus users.
So that's all blocked.
Yep. All right. This week, then we talked about claim reward flow R11. What's this, Tom? Oh, rewards flow. Are you guys already talking?
Yeah, it's we worked on it, or we talked about it. It's deployed to production. We're working with a few different staging implementations and production claim processes. And obviously, as we're integrating new communities and launching new tokens, we're writing new contracts and setting up new claim flow processes. So our existing communities are in staging and production for NOGS and bCard. Origin currently only enabled for staging claims at the end of the month when their rewards become claimable. My goal is to have published in advance of that a new contract for them to make production claims available as well. So that should be pending throughout the month.
So sounds like a flowy, like a reward flow should flow, you know. All right, communities. Both Origin and NowsDAO communities were all updates talked about during the community final part of the meet.
Well,
or are there any other comments?
I think like the reason that they're still here is because, well, first of all, these are non-templated ones, so we don't actually have a list of all the things that we need to do, which I should probably add as part of our template work. But the nouns is still here because we want to do some we want to do some communication essentially, right? And so that's why that's still up here. Origin Network as well. It's like launched from a product perspective, but we should do some communication. So you guys can add that, I guess, to the communication pipeline. Once we get nouns, kind of communicate a little bit in our general launch, we would want to start working with Origin to do some cross promo as well. And NF Thinker, I noticed that Origin didn't announce us on their Discord. So they have an announcements channel. That if you could maybe ask if they could do that, that would be nice.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't noticed that, so I'll ask them to do that.
All right, I added Origin Network to Communications Weekly task, so
Please.
we can start preparing or drafting the materials we might need. Well, video and some short clips. I guess we'll talk about that tomorrow in the Communication Weekly call. Next up, email subscriber newsletter. Coffee, I know you have updates about this.
I do. So I actually created, sort of, Link suggested, I created 2 new tasks, dividing them out by announcement of the public beta and then the announcement, just so you can keep track for payments to March and so forth. So let's see, just awaiting, I guess we're just getting ready for the video for the public US announcement to send out the subscriber list, and then socials will follow. The nouns I shipped last night to bring us into March, the messaging for the nouns announcement, create the copy, and that the idea is that it'll go out the following week. Of the or the opposing week after the US beta.
Yep, thank you for that.
So do we still need this ongoing task then? Can we just create new tasks every time we're going to send out a new email?
Yeah, we can get rid of it. I didn't want to delete it in case you were like, well, I can do it. So I just
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Good idea. Market is complete. Woo! Yeah, I like that we have these emails up.
All right, next up is updating the strategy document. Links, any updates on this?
Yeah, I have not updated it. This includes like updating Asana and such as well. Yeah, it just hasn't been at the top of my docket. I'll try to carve some time out for it, but I will say that it's probably more important for us to do the rewards reconciliation and get some of the data that we need. So I'll probably do that before working on the strategy document, which, I mean, it's kind of this rewards flow up here, right? But I will add, actually, I have something on the product weekly for both of these. So I should probably put these so that I'm on the all team projects this week. All team projects this week. I am as well tempted to close the April rewards reconciliation. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll potentially close that, but yeah, these are the 2 most important things under the rewards flow for me. There are some other things that are going on, but yeah, I would say that those are more important than the strategy document. So I'll do my best to carve out some time for this, though.
All right, we gotta set the product straight first. Product first strategy. That is a strategy, though. All right, updating the website. Yeah. So Andy met with Links last week, and they went through a lot of details that need some changes. I believe he's still working on those things, though he's not next to me anymore. He went somewhere. So I'm gonna ask him after the call. Update cash flow for POC. And how is this going? It's private user. I don't know who's Artisty. All right.
So I haven't made many updates on this, but I'm going to reach out to CryptoDad to see if he's got any feedbacks or ideas on it, because we discussed it, I guess, a little more than a week ago. So I'll follow up on that.
All right. Cash flow coming in. The next brand, this is Brett. He's out in the call for us. We're in the discussion section. We'll be checking out his updates. 3D Transcendence. I'm currently working on that video where we decided to not go simple 3D animation. We decided to spice it up with March's voiceover and some text and some some flashy things to make it a bit more, pop a bit more as a announcement video. So we're still working on those. March yesterday was I heard him in the other studio recording the voiceover, so I haven't been there today yet. So I'll be checking out what he has tried. I don't know if he's doing the movie trailer voice for that or not, but definitely will be interesting.
I don't know that he has to do a movie trailer voice. I was kind of joking about that.
No, he knows as well. I'm joking about that right now as well.
Yeah, okay. Something fun, something like yeah, something upbeat, I think.
Positive.
Yeah, positive. Cheeky movie trailer voice, maybe.
Well, I don't know what he has tried out. I'll hear in a few hours.
Okay.
And we'll
Awesome.
see. If it's nice, I'll post it in the Discord.
Okay. Hey, while I'm unmuted, I just wanted to share that Gitcoin they actually paid us out. We didn't need to claim anything. So our
Mhm.
Arbitrum safe currently has $1,517.93. So we've got that was our total payout from that. We haven't
So
removed
have
anything.
Sweet.
So
So
USDC, some ETH, and some ARB tokens.
we got plus 1034.23 USDC. Oop, 1023. How's it? 1034.
Yeah,
33
1034
USDC
for USDC.
plus 108
0.0. Yeah,
ARB.
108 ARB and 0.09536
AE? Is that Arbitrum ETH?
Arbitrum ETH. Yeah, not to be
Nine.
confused with Whoa ETH. Although we could convert some of that into Whoa ETH and maybe start earning some yield on it.
Oh yeah. Definitely could. All right. Well, that's documented, and we can mark this as complete.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Let's go. Let's go. This is the plot twist of the meeting. At the moment, when you've been set up by no new updates, and then it turns around mid-meeting. That's why you stay till the end. Okay. Okay. All right. Article: The world needs communities. Any update on this, Coffee?
It is on my calendar to do. I've got the article ready to do it this afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Video content. As I mentioned earlier, um, we have 2 videos in production. One is almost done. One is needs a bit more work. But I think we'll finish these next week, and then they're gonna throw out some short, like 10, 20-second ones as well. We have a few ideas. All right, next up. Any updates here?
No, no updates here on this side. We, in terms of the customer side, we're probably not going to implement that anytime soon because we don't want to really challenge our position with the banks. And then on the corporate side, Unblock is still functional, and I know that's not a permanent thing, so we do need to get something in place. But none of the companies that we've spoken to yet actually have the capacity. The only one that does is Bridge.xyz, and they would want a monthly fee in order to enable that of $1,500 a month. So that's not something we're going to go ahead with. So
I thought we said we had Miso Network on the back burner because they'll charge us a 1.5% fee, but we can.
Yeah, we do, but they don't have the corporate side.
Oh, they don't have the corporate side. Okay.
No, because they're running it through. Who is it they're running it through? Zero. Was it Zero? No.
Zero Hash.
Zero Hash. Yeah, that's it. And they're currently doing like a card load through a credit card. That's how they do it. And so they don't have the the off-ramp portion set up yet. They only have on-ramp portion set up through a customer card. But there might be some updates on that soon. So we'll put a pin in it for now.
Cool.
Nice. Do you usually go through these next up?
I do not. No, I do not
okay.
usually. I mean, I say, is there anything on the next up that we want to pull up?
All right. Is there anything on the next up that we want to pull up?
I don't think so. Is this an accurate look at what we're working on this week? Is there anything I'm
That's
missing from
pretty
that?
accurate to me. Anyone else?
Looks good.
All right, then we go back to our Notion, to the nice part of the meeting. This is what we shipped last week. So Brett shipped updates to the Defy brand, which we're going to check out a bit later. We launched Origin Protocol. Woohoo! And Tom did all the tech work. And NFTaker made image assets and went on community call, and Links updated the support side.
I want to also mention that Tom did more than just the tech work for launching Origin Protocol. He did the tech work to make it easy to launch other partners in the future. So that's pretty huge actually, because it's going to reduce all of the work we have to do on the product side to launch a new community later, which means we can launch more communities.
This is a huge step. Very nice. And it happened so fast too. Like you guys came on this meeting without you weren't like, oh, we're working on this, and like, yep, launched community. It was so easy, and we set it up. We have something that we need to rework, but we are ready for more communities immediately. That's like so motivating here. Very great ship this week. Links closed another nouns bug users. I don't know what this means.
Yeah, so there's 6 users now. 3 of them are taken care of.
All right. And Links was able to get the transaction server running locally.
Yeah, that was it was a battle to get the data, but with little help from Tom, I was able to get it.
Nice. NF recorded an app demo for the accelerator program submission. Oh, can we post this app demo on our social medias?
Do we think it's tight enough for that? I mean, I'm happy for it to go anywhere as long as everybody
I
thinks.
could switch out the intro with the new one, uh, the animation, and I think it's good to go.
Yeah, I mean, what do you, as the product team, Tom Links, what do you guys think of that app demo?
I mean, we can watch it right now if you like, and just get some feedback. I mean, I
I'm
did.
already watching.
Where is it? Do you have the link to it? I think I.
The
link is there. Click
Oh.
on where it says app demo.
Whoop. Here we go. Oh yeah, but it won't show my sound. It won't let you hear the sound here. I will share it here, but there is sound.
Just music only. So
Yeah, it's just music. So it was like 2.5, maybe 3 minutes, and I cut it right down to under a minute by removing a bunch of the dead space where I was thinking about what to click on or scrolling or whatever. So I go through ACH, go through the different settings, show how you can choose your community. Maybe we need to change that because that says XYZ DAO and that's not relevant. Another thing I didn't do was click on the card to have it flip over. That could
Yeah.
have been useful too.
But then someone would have had your card info.
It's all test. It's just
Okay.
test.
I mean, the one thing I'll say is that, I think it's shippable. Like, I think we can certainly ship it and share it. The one thing I would say is that it's a little disorienting to not know where you're clicking, right? And so having like a fake hand cursor that like goes around like on the page that clicks on things might help. And the next thing I will say is that it's probably better to have the card show up sooner rather than as the last feature you show.
Yeah, that's true. I could definitely go to that page first before I then go into settings. And I don't know how do people do it where they've got like the little round circle, the round circle, not the square circle, the little circle where you
like,
click and it
it's
shows up.
probably a setting in the screen recorder or something. There should be either a custom screen recording app on your phone, or maybe it's somewhere in the iPhone settings. I don't know though.
Yeah, maybe it's in accessibility or something like that. I'll dig into that and see.
It should
Okay.
be like a function in a screen recording app, because usually on the computer they also have a function in the screen recording applications. All right. So, and if you will refilm the clip,
Yeah, I can do that again.
bingo.
Yeah,
Send it to me.
that's something that
I'll add the intro, outros, and stuff.
Yeah, if you send me the intro and outro, then I'll just tack it on. That'd be
All
perfect. Sweet. Okie doke. And we can use that same music. It's the one that I shared before.
Alrighty. Anything to also ship the Alliance Accelerator application with answers from Links and Tom. And if also shipped Orange DAO Accelerator application. And Links applied to higher grants and review, which is also a grant, right? Or accelerator, higher grants. And Links also reviewed a new carrier. Hopefully, will stop people from calling the call center. This is a customer support.
Yeah, so the carrier is the physical paper that comes with the card. And I asked a few people, like a few people gave feedback, like I was really confused on how to activate the card. And I asked a few people, why are you confused? And they said, it says on the page to call. And I was like, yeah, actually, we don't want people to call. So we had Transcard change the carrier. And now it says, hey, it says like step 1, activate your card by loading the card, or going to get bCard, go to app.get bCard and then it says use the card, and it says you can add it to your Apple Pay and Google Wallet. Yeah, so I can send people the new carrier if they want, but that's essentially what it says.
All right. Well, this has been a massive shipping week. We're like on a shipping highway.
I've got just one more if you want to add it in real quick. The last thing I did was the May rewards reconciliation for token allocations and Merkle Root Publishing for our production claiming contracts. Just some month-end maintenance biz.
Upkeeping the upkeep.
So does that mean that users can pretty much get their rewards now?
Yeah, they should be good to go. There's definitely rewards. I didn't fill tokens, but there's still plenty of rewards that are claimable in there. I think I have already seen that one round of bank tokens has been claimed so far this month, so it's working for some.
Nice. All right. The next part is the discussion items. So our current discussion item of topic is to check out the new brand updates that Brett did. Is there anything else we'd like
Well,
to
so one thing I think might be good to discuss is just like, what are the things, like what do we need to do to launch new communities? Like I have a list on some of them, but maybe if you guys can just like, if you guys call out some things for each of the work streams, that might be useful too, unless you, I mean, what do you think? Does that make sense? I do have some from the product perspective. Where is it? New community product template. Here it is right here. Input community name. Here. So I'll get this stuff here. But essentially, we need community name, community description, community card image, community reward token, plus link to contract. So this is the input, and then things we need to do. So I'll just put this here, like product. So, and then we need to add a new community selector, create a new contract for reward tokens, add community token to support site, add a new community card to the app, add a new community card image to the app. Yeah, so I mean, from a product perspective, are there other things that we need to do?
One thing.
Go ahead.
One thing I was thinking, this falls under communication as well, is something you can do with Discord is create an announcements channel that you can share in other servers. I was thinking it might be useful for us to have an announcements channel within the bCard Discord server that we can then broadcast to all of our communities. So, for example, Origin would subscribe to that announcements channel. It would appear in their server anytime we had an update that would be pushed directly to them. Do people think that's useful?
I say totally. We should 100% do this.
Okay,
But
that's something we can.
Do you think Origin would want to, would allow us to do that? Like,
Well,
would they subscribe to our announcement channel?
We will enable the option for them to do that if they want to. So we will have a channel that all the communities are able to link to, and maybe they rename it in card announcements. And so they don't have to do any work announcing updates or something other that we might want to announce to all of the communities. So it's about creating the option to have that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's how I kind of saw that. It would be an optional opt-in for them, and then we could have like weekly announcements plus anything major.
Okay. Community announce that's to their users. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I think that that's more of a task, which I will put into the all team projects. Create an announcement channel on our Discord. This is more this, right? Success criteria. We have an announcement channel on our server. We have someone responsible for pushing out announcements. And so like this is like what, product updates?
Yeah, product updates, service announcements, outages, new features, new communities added, those types of things.
Yeah, see, so this is where I wonder if, like, we really have to understand what the purpose of this is, because Origin's not going to want us to put, like, hey, you can now get Maker on the bCard app, right? So we really need to understand what kind of announcements we'd be putting here. If it was, like, product updates and stuff like that, they might even say, well, if people really care, they will just sign up to your email. But I do think that it's not a bad thing to have an announcement. I think maybe just thinking about what it's for. Let's say we have thought about what an
maybe
announcement.
we can change those. We can filter those or bucket those and say, right, well, these will only be pertinent announcements that are relevant for everybody, and not do new partner announcements or not do anything that would detract from a community.
Yeah. So we do have some other places where we are like putting out product updates and stuff like that. Anyways, it is worth discussing, I think. We just need to kind of figure out what the use will be. Right. Anything else that we need to communicate? Create launch announcements, social, email, and then there's like an input here, actions. So you need the community logo, high quality.
I think we have all this in the document.
Where is the document? Where can I find it?
It's in the communications weekly. Let me check. Home. Go
to market strategy doc.
It was co-launch PLC. Yeah, PLC launch campaign is ready task, and there's a framework there.
Okay. Framework. Cool. And this is the kind of thing you can put on the community section of the Notion as well, if you want to have.
I will do that definitely. But yeah, this framework outlines everything that we need to do every time a new launch campaign.
I'm probably going to narrow it down a little bit. I'm going to take this and process it. And then from a partnership and ops side, so I'm going to get everyone to review this stuff, but yeah, from a partnerships and ops side, get the community to fill an intake form, get the community to opt into our announcement channel, maybe. This is kind of a maybe. Have community announce us to their users, community call, email. I don't know is this like a communication thing rather than like a partnerships thing? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I don't know how you would want to classify
It's kind of both,
Okay. I'll figure it out. I'll reconcile it. We only have a couple minutes left anyways. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, communicating our new partnerships is co-partnerships and co-communication thing. So it will probably overlap every time.
Yeah, I do feel like partnerships at some point has to really hand over these sorts of tasks to communications, and then it becomes a communications follow-up and weekly task to make sure that the communities, or check in on the communities, see how they're doing with their communications. But partnerships still needs to be part of that. I think partnerships should be focusing on making sure that communication is happening between the two teams, but not necessarily checking on what types of communication are happening. That should be down to the communications team, who will have a tighter grip on what needs to be said, what can and can't be said, what should we be pushing or promoting, etc.
That
Well,
makes sense. Yeah.
I will finish this up and I will send out a link to all of the workstream leads, speaking to Venus, Tom, Coffee Crusher, and NF Thinker. And we'll hopefully have a template by the end of this so that the next community we launch hopefully will feel smooth. That's a goal. Smooth is fast. Oh, sorry. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. All right, Venus, you want to close us off here? I actually got to go.
I was closing it off and I realized that I'm muted. I had this great speech about that we have gotten very far by going at our own pace. So that shall be the closure of this meet. Thank you guys for letting me lead today. It was definitely a very interesting experience, and I'm very glad that we're all here together trying to make this happen. So thank you. And see you next week. I'm not leading though.
No, it's Coffee Crusher next week. Thanks, everyone. You're all killing it.
Thanks, guys. Great to be here.
Right.
Ink is a new bank.
Thank you, the new bank. Indeed.